Can you send an officer out here? We have a gentleman wearing a face mask taking pictures of our building.
You gotta find out what you're doing.
Well, exactly. So why wouldn't you come out here and talk to me instead of calling the police?
I'm by myself in a dispatch center.
A male wearing a face mask is walking around the building taking pictures.
If you're willing to give your ID,
Yeah.
so we know who we're talking to, then
Nah.
that's a different story. But
You know, I value my Fourth Amendment. Do you have her business card? Can I at least have that?
No, I'm not coming out there. You're being rude.
there's another unit coming, but
Okay.
that's that was a lieutenant.
I have no issues with talking to people. You know
Obviously,
what I mean?
obviously you do though. What's going on, everyone? This is Press NH Now over here today in Holden, Massachusetts, at the Central Massachusetts Emergency Medical Systems Corporation for our First Amendment audit to see if they respect our rights to record here in public. Please make sure you go like, share, and subscribe to my channel at Press NH Now. I appreciate all your support. Also, check out my playlist to see some of those videos you might not have seen in the past. Hit that like button, let all your friends and family know about my activism in and around the New England states. Always check a description. All links are included. Donations are greatly appreciated. They do help me continue my activism in and around the New England area. We're going to get right to it here, guys. Enjoy the video. Somebody just rode in on a bike on the other side.
Dispatch, line recorded.
Can you send an officer out here? We have a gentleman wearing a face mask taking pictures of our building. He's got like red hair, he's wearing a black shirt, and he's got a face mask on. And he's just walking around photoing our building.
Okay. Can I just get a phone number?
It's CMED, 508-854-0100.
Okay, and hold
Like
the street, right?
Huh? Yeah, 361 Holden.
Okay, I'll send someone over.
And he's walking up now towards our entrance, towards Shrewsbury Street now.
Okay, he's walking away towards Shrewsbury?
Yeah, but I don't know, he's just creeping around that building. He's still there in front of our building now. Thank you.
37, what do you got, dispatch?
CMED just called and advised a male wearing a face mask is walking around the building taking pictures. He has red hair and wearing a black shirt.
There it is.
Received. We'll send a car that way. However, somebody can walk around with a mask on. It's not illegal.
Huh. Look at that, huh? Well, he told dispatch. So there's the call. Again, absolutely no interaction with anybody here. They're gonna send a call. I don't think we're gonna have any issues with the PD. He didn't mention anything about taking pictures. That aren't illegal. Yeah, they're in the doorway right there.
Can we help you?
Yeah, I mean, if I could speak to you for a minute, I mean, can I step over and talk to you for a minute?
What are you doing?
I mean, you're asking me what I'm doing, so I'd rather not yell.
Come closer.
I'm sorry? Okay, hey, I'll come over. Huh. I just want to make sure I'm allowed to come over here to speak to you, that's all.
Yeah,
Well,
we gotta find out what you're doing.
well, exactly, so why wouldn't you come out here and talk to me instead of calling the police?
I'm by myself in a dispatch center.
I saw there's a few other people in there, but that's besides the point. What I'm asking you is why would you call the police on me prior to any communication?
Huh?
Why would you call the police and then ask me what I'm doing? Why wouldn't you ask me what I'm doing first and then call the police? But wearing a mask, taking pictures in public is not illegal. So why would you even waste your time calling the police department?
A suspicious person.
What the f does that matter? You're calling armed men, okay? They're not going to do just to let you know. They're not going to do anything. Okay? So incredible. They call the PD first and then come and try to communicate with me. Why wouldn't they try to communicate with me first? Because I'm suspicious? So you call armed men with firearms to come and, what, intimidate me?
That male party outside of CMed is now yelling and screaming at them through the door.
Yeah.
Jay, can you go back him up on that, please?
Wow. Here we go. Yelling? Way to escalate the call now. Yelling and screaming at them. I asked them if I can come onto the property so that I didn't have to yell.
What are you doing?
I mean, you're asking me what I'm doing, so I'd rather not yell. And then ask them, why wouldn't they communicate with me prior to calling the police department? Well, we'll wait for Holden Police Department to show. See what they have to say. If anything at all. They are sending 2 units now because these people wanted to escalate this.
37.
I'll be on arrival.
Oh, there he is.
Thank you.
How you doing? Got a call, huh?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
You're free to do whatever you want. You know
Dude,
that.
they completely escalated the whole thing. I got the radio, man. I heard everything, you know what I mean?
State facility, you're free to do whatever you
Are
want.
you
know that.
37?
I am.
So I heard you over the radio stating that it's not illegal to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Right?
Was
Was that
actually
you?
wasn't me, no.
Okay, that was another.
Lieutenant,
Is
yeah.
he on the way or?
Yeah. No, he's not.
I thought there was 2 units coming.
There's another unit coming, but
Okay.
that was a lieutenant.
Well, yeah, no, I mean,
I'll just advise them that you're free to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know that.
yeah, no, I mean,
State facility.
I was out here, you know, and then I saw them on the window on the other side, and you know, I'll explain to you because you're very cordial with me right now.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I heard the call on the radio, and all of a sudden, you know, I went around the other side, and then they stuck their head out and was like, "Can I help you?" You know, and I'm like, "Well," I said, "Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you come out here and communicate with me prior to calling the police department?
right.
Like, you want to know what's going on after you call the police department?"
Yeah.
So it's just not appreciated. That's all, man. You know what I mean?
I'm just gonna advise them that
Yeah.
you're free to do whatever you want.
I appreciate it. Do you have a name, badge number?
Yeah, Ventress.
Ventress?
37.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
And you're recording?
I am. We don't body cams, no.
You don't have body cam? I thought
No.
that was a body cam.
No.
Really?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
man. All right.
Anyway.
No problem. How you doing?
Just cleared that lobby call.
Are you the lieutenant?
No.
Okay. That's not the gentleman that said that over the radio?
No, the lieutenant's in the lobby call. That's in my sergeant.
Okay. How you doing? Can I just get your name, badge number?
Yeah, Sergeant Consiglio, H6.
How do you say it?
Consiglio.
Okay. Awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, all I could ask you guys is just advise them that, you know, I mean, I'm not breaking the law. I'm out here recording peacefully.
Yeah.
They escalated the call on the second time, and they just like, I'm yelling and screaming at them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm only yelling and screaming. I'm yelling because I'm on the other side of the parking lot over there.
Okay.
So I said, hey, can I come onto the property so I can speak to you? And they're like, whoa, what's going on? I'm like, well, why wouldn't you ask me that prior to calling the police department? Like, have a little communication. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, yelling and screaming. The only time I yelled is halfway across the parking lot.
Yeah.
And I tried to avoid doing that by coming closer. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Well, that's all.
Yeah.
I don't know. They want to try to escalate this call into something it's not. It's ridiculous,
Yeah.
man.
No, I know what you're doing. I know.
You know?
You're on public property.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I am gonna see if they have a public lobby.
It doesn't look like it though.
Yeah, I'm gonna if I don't know if they do or not. I know the other side is employee entrance only.
Okay.
But I haven't even stepped onto the property until you guys arrived, just because I heard the call prior to me even, like, I literally just got here.
What, the door was locked up?
I didn't even touch the doors or anything. This is the first time I'm on the property with you guys.
Because even him, it looks like it's locked because it looks like the buzzing.
Yeah, and if that's the case, I mean, obviously, if it's not a public lobby, I mean, I'm not going to go in, you know. Yeah. I appreciate you guys being respectful and professional, man. Seriously. You guys been trained on shit like this, or?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you'd be surprised, man. I don't come into contact like this all the time with police officers. You know, sometimes it's like, let me see your ID, you're being trespassed, disorderly conduct.
I mean,
just saying.
Just like, I mean, you know, we can ask for ID. It doesn't mean that
I know you can ask, you know.
You can ask. It doesn't mean you have to give it.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. You know what I mean?
But
Yeah.
it's just like anything else. If you're willing to give your ID,
Yeah.
so we know who we're talking to, then that's a different story. But,
You know, I value my Fourth Amendment, and I hope, you know, and I see that you appreciate, you know what I mean, you respect that. So that's all I'm looking for here at this point, you know. After you guys leave, my job here is pretty much wrapped up. I think it's just a little ignorant that they called you guys first and then try to communicate with me. It's like,
and I'm sure you've been doing this for a while.
Been doing it for 4 years.
And you
Suspicious,
so
right?
You know.
Oh,
you
come
know,
on.
Well, no, not that. You know when you're dealing with people who don't even know what they're talking about. Or,
well, that's where you guys come in.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's
If I can't get my point across with them, like I am, you know, speaking with you, that's where you guys come in.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have that issue with the police department.
Yeah.
They don't even do that, you know, and then all of a sudden now they think that every time somebody comes over here to take pictures of something, they can call the police and waste resources, and there's nothing going on. You know, I mean, I don't believe in calling the police department unless it's absolutely necessary. You know, like I always tell police officers, suspicion's not a crime. You know what I mean? So
Is it a public?
They weren't up to date with
First Amendment?
First Amendment auditor and what you guys, you know, how you test the First Amendment rights. They've been advised.
Okay.
Do you have a website?
I do.
Which one?
You get a business card?
I don't
Possibly?
have it on me.
All right, it's fine. Yeah, I do have a website. It's on YouTube. It's Press NH Now on YouTube.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I got like 200,000
I
subscribers.
told them to look it up and check out
Did
what
you
First
really?
Amendment auditors do, but I
Yeah.
didn't have your website at the time.
Yeah, no, that's fine. They're gonna be on it. You know what I mean? I mean, you guys are great, and I appreciate that. Seriously, it's not every day I come across police officers that, you know, actually do the right thing, do the right job, and, you know, protect my rights and inform them. You know, that's all I ask, really. You know.
All right, man. What's the name of it again? I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, it's Press NH Now on YouTube.
Press NH Now.
NH Now, yeah.
From New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Is it free and die?
Yeah, right. You'd be surprised. Watch my videos and see how free we really are.
All right, man. Take
Yeah.
it easy.
No, I appreciate it. All right, so there's Holden Police Department. Very professional, very respectful. They
It will be Code 5. I spoke with the calling party, advised them it's a state facility, a First Amendment auditor for you to do what he's doing. Code 5.
There it is. So there it is. Yeah, let's ring the doorbell and.
Can I help you?
Yeah, are you on site here or? Hello? Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, are you on site here?
Yes.
Okay, I was wondering if there's a supervisor I could speak with regarding the incident that just occurred. Respectfully.
She's not on site right now. May I take a message?
Yeah, maybe I could speak with the gentleman that communicated with me earlier. Hello? Hello?
So I just talked to my boss and she said that you can make an appointment to meet with her.
Okay, do you have her business card? Can I at least have that?
No, I'm not coming out there to be honest.
I'm being respectful as I can.
When would you like to come back and speak with her?
Well, what's her schedule?
She's not in today.
Okay.
But tomorrow?
Okay, what time works?
I would figure like 11 o'clock.
In the morning, yeah? Okay. Okay. Do you have a business card for her, please? There's nothing to worry about. I'm not here to hurt anybody, I promise. I mean, there's cameras, the police were already here. I'm not being rude. As long as you show me respect, I'll give you the same in return. That's how it works. So we can start over. I just want a supervisor's business card. That's all. I mean, if you want me to step back from the door and put it outside on the floor, that's fine with me. If that makes you feel more comfortable. Would you like me to do that?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll do that, okay?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'll work with her, she works with me. I mean, I'm not a dangerous person. I'm not here to hurt anybody, I promise.
What is the point?
Can I come a little closer? I mean, I'm not here to bother anybody. I'm not here to stop anybody from working. I could explain to you what I'm doing. If you guys asked me that first, I would have explained myself. You know what I mean? And I have no problem with my mask being on or off. I'm not hiding anything from myself. It's just, I get it might be a little suspicious. But there's nothing illegal about what I'm doing, right? And I'm not breaking into the building. I'm not causing any destruction.
I guess it's just unusual.
It is unusual, but I don't know. The police, they were very professional. They were very respectful. They don't have body cams. That's okay. But I asked them if, as soon as they came out and, they said, look, what you're doing is constitutionally protected. We have a right to record in public. It's a First Amendment right, right?
Which is fine. It's
Yeah.
just not common.
It's not common, but it should be. It should be common, right? Our rights have been around for hundreds of years, right?
And
Constitution.
I appreciate that.
So that's all I'm doing, right?
Okay.
I'm not here to stir anybody up. I'm not here to bother you guys. The last thing I want for you guys to do is stop working, for one, right? Because it's very important what you do. And I appreciate what you do, right? But the only issue I really had is you called the police and then went to communicate with me. But usually it's communication first.
Yeah.
And then if you have any other suspicions that arise or something that's dangerous or unsafe,
Actually,
then you call the
I
police.
didn't even know you were out here.
That's okay.
Somebody stopped that was cycling?
Yeah, I
and
saw
said
them.
Someone is, and
Oh,
I was
did they?
like,
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
No, and that's okay.
So, like,
No. I'd rather start on the other side, on the other foot, right?
Right.
We'll start over. Like I told you, I said, I'm a man of my word. I know you don't know who I am, but the police were already here. They, as far as I'm concerned, they told me that they explained to you what I do and what's going on.
want here, though?
So it's a First Amendment audit,
Okay.
and what it is it's checks and balances with the government, just to make sure that that everything's up to par. They're professional, they're respectful, they're doing their jobs.
Okay.
Sometimes I do like a records request, for like information regarding the facility or the staff, public records, stuff like that. And that's why I was asking you for the business card. So just in case I do need to do a records request, I can submit it to the right person. I don't know if you guys have a website. I can go online if you do. But yeah, no, that's it. I mean, it's just, I'd rather turn it around here now. You know what I mean? I have nothing
on the
against you
same
guys.
side, like, why not just knock on the door and have a conversation?
I mean, I just got here. I literally just got there, like not even 5 minutes prior to that person being here. Then the call. So I have the radio. I heard the police, which is fine, but I heard the radio.
Well, it's frightening,
Well, there's nothing to be scared about. I mean, people look at this, right? COVID years ago, you couldn't even walk around with without a mask, right? But now,
Life is scary,
but listen,
man. Life
but
is
no, it's not. So, but now all of a sudden, right? You have a mask on, and it's suspicious, right?
Yes.
But before, you couldn't walk around without one. So think about that logic,
Yeah, I
right?
know,
So
doesn't make
now all of a sudden it's an issue. Back then it wasn't. And then what? They're going to do it again and back and forth, back and forth. Like, you know, it's just causing fear. See?
Right.
It's causing fear in people like yourself, right? And this country's not built on fear. It's built on, you know, constitutional rights, and that's all I'm doing out here. To be honest, I waited. The call came in so fast, I didn't even get a chance to really come over here and knock on the door. And then by the time the call came in, I figured I would just wait over there at that point and wait for them to come. That's why I didn't approach. That's why I didn't come to the door. But the guy was yelling halfway across the parking lot. I'm like, can I come on the property to speak with you? And then I did. I told him, I said, why would you call the police prior to having any communication? And now you want to have communication, but after the fact. You guys work with communications. I mean, it only makes sense.
This is my boss. If
I
you
appreciate
need
it.
anything, please call first, because it does seem creepy.
See, well,
like, you know, we have no issues with talking to people. You know,
obviously,
what I mean?
obviously you do,
Like,
though.
It's like, whoa.
Obviously.
I don't know if something's threatening.
Was I under your impression of what I was doing out there?
You know what?
Was anything I did illegal?
Things are no, it's not.
Recording in public's not illegal.
You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't like, oh, this guy's illegal, but I'm like, is he here to hurt me? You know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
a camera.
No, I know.
This
but
shoots.
You never know,
This shoots 60 frames. Look, this shoots 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't shoot bullets. That's
true.
I mean,
but
it's just a camera, and you guys have cameras all over the place. You know, I mean.
I know, but you never know in this world. You know.
Yeah,
Like,
I get it.
right.
I get it, but that's where I come in, you know, and that's where they come in to educate you guys, to let you know. If somebody's here recording, approach them, ask them, you know, can I help you? Is there anything I can do? Just be professional, just be respectful, just like anybody else that comes in here. That's all I ask, you know. I'm going to end it off there. I appreciate it. I'll talk to your supervisor, Tina, let her know what's going on and what happened, and yeah, we'll go from there, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. Have a good day. Be safe. All right, thank you. All right, everybody, so that's going to be it over here today for our First Amendment audit at the Central Massachusetts Emergency Medical Systems Corporation in Holden, Massachusetts. They ended up, to give you a recap, I was over here on the other side of the property, and they saw me through the window and the door and immediately called the police department minutes after I arrived here. Didn't give any chance or notice of any communication, which is a little ironic, knowing that they do work in communications, and failed to do that first and called the police department on me. And I heard it on the radio, as we all did, and the lieutenant apparently told them that it is not illegal to walk around and wear a mask. On top of that, as soon as that happened, I went back on the other side, and they tried communicating me after they called the police department, which is weird. Typically, somebody would try to communicate with somebody prior to, and that just did not happen. So the police department ended up coming, very professional, very respectful. I give kudos and credit when credit is due. The officer was great. The sergeant that arrived here was great. They identified themselves. They do not have body cams, but apparently it is possibly in the making. I think every single police department and law enforcement agency in the United States should at least have body cams. They are expensive, but that's nor here nor there. At this point, like I said, they were very professional. They walked in there. They told them exactly what's going on, to look up some videos, to kind of educate yourself, and that nothing illegal is actually going on here. I did try to, I came onto the property, and I did speak with a young lady here who was a little uncomfortable about coming out. I did request a supervisor, if not just at least a business card. And she, I worked with her a little bit. I backed up. I gave her some space. She came out. I had a good conversation with her as far as I'm concerned. Educated her a little bit on my end. And then took the business card, and we went about our days. So if you'd like to redress a petition in government to the supervisor or the facility at all, do it peacefully. I appreciate your support. I think that's going to be it over here today. Please make sure you go like, share, and subscribe to my channel at Press NH Now. Also check out that playlist to see some of those videos you might not have seen in the past. Hit that like button. Let all your friends and family know about my activism in and around the New England states. Always check the description. All links are included. Donations are greatly appreciated. They do help me continue my activism in and around the New England area. Check out these next two videos. I appreciate your support. Till the next one. Press NH Now. Peace.